Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. Quick announcement before this video start. I am going to be posting a brand new what if tomorrow, and that is what if Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. So stay in tune and enjoy that tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to be giving you part 70 of Uchiha Naruto the Sage. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, I'm going to be posting Naruto, the God of Shinobi after this. And over on Anime King, my main channel, I'm going to be posting what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu? What if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary? And also, what if Naruto went missing for 4 years? And don't worry guys, tomorrow I'll be posting on my main channel what if Kaguya trained Naruto, and also what if Naruto created his own village. So stay in tune for all of those lovely what if tomorrow guys. And without further ado, let's get straight into this and also enjoy your day. So let it begin. So the last time we left off, Naruto completely wiped out Konoha as he killed most of the people, even brought them back to life, as he marked all of them with a symbol on their forehead. As he took the good people of Konoha and created a village for them, Tsunade and everyone was there. As Naruto left the trash outside of the village, when they tried to enter the new Konoha, the symbol appeared and blocked them from entering. So Tsunade let them all set up and start to build house outside of a new Konoha so they could all be near to their family. As Naruto went and spoke to the Raikage and told him to stop trying to destroy his village or plan against him, because if he keep doing that, he will come back and wipe him out and his entire village will suffer. So the last part we left off was when Sasuke said that he was going to speak to Naruto. And also Hashirama came into Naruto's palace. As Naruto looked up and saw him, "Speak your mind," said Naruto. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. So we start this directly after Naruto said, "Speak your mind, Hashirama." As Naruto knew that the sage had something to say, as Hashirama was worrying that one day Naruto might wake up on the wrong side of bed and then go berserk and destroy everything in the world. For the power that he possessed, he could turn the world into a war zone, and that was simple for him. "Are you just going to stand there and stare at me?" said Naruto. "You always came to check up on me, just to see this world and what I will do. You're trying to get into my head to see if I have any ill intent toward this world. But it doesn't matter what you try. No one, not even you, can kill me." As Hashirama just looked at him, there was no human that can kill him or even fatally wound him. He was something beyond human comprehension. The power that he held was too great for any human to measure up to. Naruto then turned his eye as he was not focusing on Hashirama. "Well, enough of this talk," he said as he stood up. "I have to discuss something with someone." Before Hashirama could say anything, Naruto disappeared. 20 minutes later, Kurosaki, Oniki's granddaughter, came to the Sound Village, as both she and Naruto were in the chambers, as they have been talking for a while now, as she wanted to discuss a peace treaty between them and the stone. She don't want her people to die. She don't want what happened to Konoha to happen to her people, as she wasn't arrogant like her grandfather. Naruto was speaking. "I will make things easy for you," he said. "You wish for peace between the Stone Village and the Imperial Kingdom. You do not wish for things to reach a point when there will be a battle." Kurosaki nodded, as that is exactly what she wanted. "Yes, I will even go as far as to show you that I don't want any war between our countries. I will even offer my hand in marriage to you to show that I want peace between the stone and this country? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Marriage? Oh, I almost forget that marriage can force bond and make sure peace stay within a country, Naruto said, as he was amused about his own self. As he then got up and walked towards her. Don't sell yourself like that, woman. You obviously dislike me, and given the chance, you wouldn't think twice about assassinating me. And I have no desires of that. So as long as you keep your end, I will do the same. Kurosaki felt her inside twist. She felt like he was rejecting her. She offered herself to him, and he rejected her like a rotten piece of meat. But Naruto then spoke. It is not an insult, he said, as he could see what she was thinking, as it was written all over her face. Who would lead the Stone Village? Because I can see you becoming the Kage very soon. Now, return to your village and plan things over and return with Oniki. We will discuss things then. However, if you wish to cross me, I will erase your existence, Naruto said, smiling. Now be on your way to your grandfather. My other guests have arrived. Just then, two people entered, Sasuke and Nagato. Kurosaki nodded. I will contact you after I spoke to my grandfather, as she left the room without saying anything else. As Naruto went and sit back on his throne, as both Nagato and Sasuke walked up near to his throne, as the both of them were silent. As Sasuke then spoke, I thought that you didn't want to see me, he said, as he has been here for 2 days, and Naruto did not come to address him. He only spoke to Gurren. I had important things to deal with. But you, Sasuke, you are uncertain of the future, because right now, it all revolves all around me. Sasuke nodded. I have a lot of questions I must ask. But most of all, I am worried about the future. You have the capability to shape the world into anything you want, so I want to know if you're an enemy or an ally. Nagato simply remained quiet, as he wasn't expecting the Uchiha to be so bold in front of the Emperor. Oh, interesting, he said, as Naruto then got up and walked over to Nagato. I will give you my second eye. You will be in possession of it until you succeed in the path you decide to take. Although it is my left eye, it should be enough. What happened to my eyes? Nagato asked, as Naruto said that he would return his eyes, but now he was giving him different eyes. I got overexcited and made Madara disappear while he had your eye, said Naruto. But don't worry, my eye will do. As long as it will be enough, I won't complain, Nagato said. Naruto then nodded. You will be out for 72 hours. I am going to change your genes, so you will be able to use my eye without going into that stupid machine or becoming all worn out. Naruto then touched Nagato on his chest and the man disappeared. Naruto then looked beside him as a clone formed out of nothing. Go, said Naruto, as the clone nodded and vanished. As Naruto sent Nagato up to his real palace and the clone will do the operation. Naruto then turned to Sasuke. Whether I am to be your enemy or your ally, that is your choice. It depends on how you're going to do things. On the outside, your village is doing really well and imprisoning criminals all around the world, said Sasuke, as Naruto village had a own private prison where they send criminals and wanted ninjas. That is indeed correct, said Naruto, as he sat down on his throne. For the next few years, if this world change, then it change. But I will not be the one to do that. I am not that sort of person to change the world. But I would like to see the Uchiha clan restore, said Naruto. Can't you restore it? Sasuke asked. as Naruto was still a Uchiha. Naruto shook his head. I forgot that you didn't know everything, but I possess both Senju and Uchiha DNA and also Uzumaki. But even though he possessed those DNA, he wasn't sure they would pass on to his children. For them to become like him, it may be possible for them to possess those DNAs, but he was sure that they wouldn't get the Rinnegan. It was also a possibility that his children would have neither Senju or Uchiha DNA within them. But I want to ask you something, Sasuke. If later on in this world I turned out to be a threat and an enemy, what would you do? What I can, said Sasuke, as his Sharingan spin and turned into the eternal Mangeto Sharingan. You are not completely invincible. I have the Sharingans, and I know that my eye will find a way if I need to kill you. Oh, said Naruto, you are really bold to declare something like that right in front of me. I can just kill you now and be done with it, Naruto said with a smirk. I know that you won't do anything. You don't see a threat in anyone that is weaker than you. You forget something. Power alone don't do it. You can get trapped in a simple trick where you will be falling in a prison where your power cannot save you. As Sasuke had a confident tone in his voice. So, you're basically telling me that I'm arrogant and that this arrogance will be my downfall, Naruto stated in a rather calm tone. Yes, said Sasuke, as Naruto chuckled. You don't know half about all things about your eyes. And don't you think I have studied all about the flowing jutsu? And trust me, Sasuke, it doesn't matter. I cannot be held down, said Naruto. As Sasuke just looked at him, time will tell. Another threat, said Naruto, as Sasuke chuckled as he turned. I am leaving now, said Sasuke, as Naruto remained quiet, as Sasuke just walked away. As Naruto just rested his head on his palm as he leaned on his chair. He then closed his eyes as Sasuke left, as he felt someone enter the room. When he opened back his eyes, Samui was in front of him. I am curious, she said. I want to know, why are you giving Nagato your second eyes, the eyes that Madara stole? You could have given him Hagoromo's power, which you took from Sasuke, which I believe you still have in your possession. You know, you didn't have to spy on me. I already know that you are here. I know that, she said. But I have to do things this way. If I don't, things will become bored. And I don't like when things are boring. Well, you could get more involved in the daily activity of your countries, she said. If he became more involved like Gurren, he will always have something to do and he wouldn't be bored. Naruto shook his head. I'd rather not, he said. By the way, why are you watching me anyways? Samui shrugged. I was bored at Kumo since A has been sulking for the past few days. So, I want to know what is next, she asked. My marriage with Mei, Naruto stated. Things with Uchiha are in a bad situation and I don't want to fix them. You're only saying that because if you try to work things out with Uchiha, you will have to make sacrifice, Samui said as she shook her head. Believe what you want, Naruto said with a shrug. So, how should I plan this wedding with Mei? I don't know, said Samui. You're rather cold, Naruto, she said. How can you ask me about this subject when you know I am the better one to marry you, other than the Mizukage? I know you best. Naruto shook his head as he stood up. Whether she was being serious or not, he was not going to be a part of this. Not now anyways. He had more important things to worry about. Walk with me, he said as he walked off, as Samui followed behind him. Back at New Konoha, everyone was trying to settle in the village, but it wasn't their village. This was not Konoha. The place has a different feeling and all of them could feel this. As currently a group of people are talking, Shikamaru and his friends, minus Sasuke. Ino then spoke, "Well, we can party tonight. Seika and everything will be there. My dad has given me permission to use the house." As everyone looked at her, as Tenten then spoke, "Is it wise for us to have a party, given the situation? And what is the reason for partying?" Tenten asked, as the situation didn't call for any celebration. In fact, they should be grieving right now. "I think it would be a good idea," Hinata said. As everyone looked at her, it will lively up the mood and also remove a lot of the tenseness in the area. Right about now, they could use something for their grieving souls. As Kiba nodded, "Well, I am up for it," Kiba said with a grin. Back with Hagoromo, both him and Naruto were sitting down and talking again. As Naruto said something that surprised Hagoromo, "I said that I want to live as a human, happily. However, in my current form, I cannot do that," said Naruto as he stared at Hagoromo. "How do you suppose that I make myself a human?" Hagoromo shook his head. He had an idea, but he wasn't going to give them to Naruto. "I am sure that you already have something planned," he said. "That I do," said Naruto. "However, it isn't anything original," Naruto said, gathering his own thoughts. "Right now, I am not human, but I do possess basic humanity inside of me. In fact, the human part forms the basis of my being. I can use creation of all things to separate the human part and separate the inhuman part." "Tell me, Hagoromo, when you look at me with your third eye, what do you see?" Naruto asked. "I see a beast with 11 tails. You in front of me is nothing but an illusion," said Hagoromo, as he understand that the beast was Naruto's true form. This form that Naruto showed was nothing but a human mask. His true form was a beast, larger than the Jubi with 11 tails. "Yes," said Naruto. "Your third eye see the truth in me. What you see is my real form. But what I want to do is make this my real body by separating my humanity." "What seemed to be the problem then?" Hagoromo asked. "If I separate my body, my soul will also go to the human body. And the same thing will happen to me, like the 10 tail. I will turn into a husk of a tree. And without my soul, the power that remains, it will run wild and destroy the earth. It will be basically like the 10 tails, running rampant all over again. And by turning myself into a human, I will forfeit my immortality and eventually die." Hagoromo went silent for a moment, as this question right here will change everything in the world. "So, what is your choice?" he asked Naruto. Months later, "Your Majesty," Hisoka, one of Naruto's subordinates, called out as he walked in the throne room. As he entered down the hall, someone was on his shoulder who was wrapped up in rope who he was carrying, and he then saw Naruto resting his head on his palm. As he was just looking, a lot of things happened in the months. Once Nagato got his eyes, he went back to the Rain country and removed the Rain daimyo, and he took over the entire place. The country was now his, from Naruto's orders. As Naruto Kingdom expanded, since now the Rain is a part of it, as it became the populous nation around, and also the strongest. "What have you brought me, Hisoka?" Naruto questioned, as the man got on one knee with a bow, as a bind shinobi was at his side. As Naruto looked over at the shinobi, another failed attempt to infiltrate the capital, Hisoka responded, as he glared down at the man, who was Kiba, as he was struggling to get free. It wasn't the first time that he tried to infiltrate the kingdom and assassinate the emperor. The capital has grown so much, it is far bigger than any other village, as Naruto had his own perfect section in the inner wall, and other buildings were around that, and then a third wall with the other building as well. And now, with your large population, it wasn't easy to keep everything how tight as it used to be, as spies often entered the village. But it didn't matter what they did, they couldn't penetrate the main wall that had the most important people. He didn't go far, said Isuke, as he looked down at Kiba, as he didn't even penetrate the first wall. But he's not the only one attempting to try and take your life, your majesty. Incidents have been recurring as assassinations were attempted on Naruto's life, but none of them got close to the main wall. People from all over the nations. The power of the Imperial Kingdom was just becoming too great. Even though they haven't fought battles or war yet, no village could take them on their own, and Naruto didn't even have to join the battle. The only reason why people are trying to assassinate Naruto because of a rumor that spread 9 months ago that Naruto was no longer a god anymore and he has to become normal, beatable. The reason why, because 9 months ago, Naruto's Sky Palace disappeared as the enemies thought that Naruto's power has been weakened. But Naruto didn't try to attempt to destroy the village that has been sending assassins after him. Kumo and the stone were the one that were doing it. I see, said Naruto, as he was not even bothered at the threat of his life, even though he stepped down a little with a godly complex, and he was no longer an omnipresent sage. No one in this world could not test his power. Unbind him. I want to hear what he has to say to the emperor, Naruto said. Asuke then removed the bones around Kiba as Kiba got up off the ground. As Kiba glared at Naruto with so much hate. Oh my, said Naruto. You give me the same look as those people of that village that I buried, said Naruto as Kiba growled out. You bastard! I am going to kill you for destroying my home, Kiba yelled, but then a solid fist slammed right into his face as his legs were swept away from under him, and a kick to his face as he was sent flying towards the wall. I will not allow you to talk to the emperor like this, said Asuke as he looked down at Kiba. Sir, allow me to execute this fool. Naruto went into a thinking position. No, Naruto said. Send him to the pits for a month. And if he tries this again, don't come to me, do as you please. As Asuke nodded, as he then knocked Kiba in the back of the neck, knocking him out as he picked him up. As the door then opened as Asuke turned around to see Gurren, who was 5 to 6 months pregnant, as all of the guys at HQ were making bet to see or they wonder who the father of the child was. It was a secret and a great mystery to who the father really was. Bets were made on 3 persons who spent time with her before she became pregnant. But Gurren wasn't telling anyone anything, and she did well to hide the identity of the man that knocked her up, as some of them even thought that she was carrying the child of the emperor, but no one could prove it. But he was married, and his wife was not pregnant, so they doubt that idea, as if he's going to cheat on his wife, it is going to be with Samui, who was exiled from her village a while back after A found out that she was friend with the emperor and he was going to execute her, but Yujito begged for her life. Asuke was currently looking at Gurren. Is there something on your mind? Gurren asked. No, said Asuke, as he didn't want to piss off the pregnant woman. Emperor, Prime Minister, excuse me, Asu said, as he was gone in a gust of winds. Gurren then turned to Naruto as she spoke. I am going to be taking some time off until I give birth. My doctor recommends that this work is stressing me out, and it is bad for the development of my child. Are you asking me? Or are you telling me? Naruto asked. Both, said Gurren. Who will be in charge while you're away? Naruto asked. Conan agreed to do it, since it was just temporary. I see, said Naruto. She will arrive in a week. After then, I request that you take me to Uzu. Yukimaru is there studying under Karin with other children, as Karin was teaching science and technology. No offense to you, but Uzu is the safest and most relaxing place that I can be right now. In my state, she said, as she placed a hand on her stomach. Naruto didn't comment on anything. Appear in front of me when you want to leave, he said. As Naruto closed his eyes, as Gurren frowned, he was dismissing her, as she got pissed. Is that all you have to say to me? She asked. Normally, she wouldn't have said anything. Perhaps it was a pregnancy that was making her doing it. Naruto opened his eyes. You're not leaving today, he said, as his eyes closed again. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And stay in tune because I'm going to be giving you Naruto, the God of Shinobi. And over Anime King 2, I'm going to be giving you what if Kurama gave Naruto dojutsu? What if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary? And what if Naruto went missing for 4 years? So enjoy those 3 lovely what ifs coming your way. And thank you all for your help and your support. And remember, if you're new to the channel, comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So, without further ado, I'm out of here for now, guys. See ya.